All right, welcome back to the 80 Star Basketball Channel, the only star basketball channel where the host is at this moment trying to buy a PSA 7 101. It's interesting. I haven't heard back. I've sent out a really strong offer for one. I should be right in range. I haven't heard back yet. So if it actually happens, I'll cut to the screen and show it off. So we'll see. Not even show it off. I'll show as it happens. So this could be interesting. But it's been about 30 minutes since I put out my it was a cash trade proposal, and we'll see what happens. But thought that was interesting. That's actually why I'm getting this video out a little bit late this morning, but I'm going to hurry up and run through this really quick. So, things to watch for, things that I'm looking at as far as auctions, everything. For as far as sales, really, we've had a slowdown in auctions. One thing I was going to wait for was for another big dollar 101 to come up because in a high quality card. We've been kind of dealing, a lot of the auctions have been quote unquote lower quality and cards that really like some of the ones that are going to define things are going to be like another PSA 8 coming up. You know, those kind of sales to see where things are going, or PSA 7s. And just kind of on cue, a PSA 7 popped up today. So let's go look at that on eBay right here. And I have it. And currently the bidding is at 20,000. Obviously, that's going to go quite a bit higher. So that was one that popped up that is going to be a notable because this is going to, a lot of people use PSA 7 and 6s, but more so PSA 7s is kind of the gauge, and BGS 8s. Those are kind of, this kind of gauge of the market, it seems, almost as a rule of thumb. And it's going to be interesting to see this one in. We got a week. That's one thing that's hard about playing out on these, is that it takes a while to watch and see how it plays out. But one thing that I did want to mention, and the other thing that I'm looking for, the things that are going to be what I call ceiling prices. And while there's only I think there's two on eBay. Let's verify that right now. We got that 7 and a 6. The 6 is at 28. I think, yes, we only have two on eBay. We have two on Fanatics, PWCC, and then that one on Golden. But the one on Golden is really, really rough. This is going to come down to a particular type of collector. So this is it's a really rough card, this PSA 3. So that won't do much as far as like comping anything. But, if you're out for the card, that's definitely going to be a lower cost card. But as far as looking at auctions, really, so I want to say there's five, but four that really are going to kind of people that we'll really look at, and that's another PSA 6 and this BGS 7 again on PWCC. However, I do want to talk what I call ceiling cards, and everyone's saying, "Oh, there's so many." There's one as far as supply. No, going back a year, there's still a lot less supply than there was, and going into almost to the tune of about half of when it was January, February. But there is about twice as much as when the supply hit the bottom. So when it came down, we were looking at maybe zero or two auctions kind of thing, and we're probably looking at about 16 or so. And now we're up to about we're in low 30s as far as so we've gotten about double the supply, but it's still comparatively to January, February, there's still not many. And a lot of them, again, as I noted last time, are these really high, people with buy it nows that are just, out of the market range. I don't consider these, they're just hoping to get lucky. But, they're just up there. So really it comes down to, we start looking at it when we start getting into this BGS 8.5 at 80,000. Here's where the kind of the realistic prices start. And if we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I wouldn't even count that as a realistic, but 12 and maybe 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 kind of realistic auctions. But the ones that will matter as far as just market price under 80,000, depend on what your range is. But kind of look when I say ceiling, these are the ones I'm watching, like this eight. It's a buy it now for 46,000. These are the ones that are going to kind of, and here's a PSA 6 for 45,000. These are the ones that kind of put a lid like, hey, you've got to break this. I don't see an auction breaking 45,000 for a PSA 6, even though they already have, unless this one's gone first. And these eights, I don't see an eight breaking this until this one is gone. Because why would, if they would just go out and get one they already had that is already out there? The only difference is something like this 50,008. This is an exceptional eight. This was, I drooled over this and have looked at it. And when I say buy the card, not the grade, this is one of them. This is a really, really nice card. So, just trying to look at it, and as far as quality of card, that's really, really impressive. So, just wanted to note that these are ones that I'm looking at, and when I'm taking a notation of where can an auction go, well, unless this is gone, a PSA 6 isn't going to get past 45. So I know some private sales and whatnot, they're roughly around 40 right now, but obviously we're going to see where it goes. But did want to talk to that. Looking at some other sales that have happened, we talked about the golden ones. Still not many. There's not much supply for 288s, and I think we looked at this last time. This BGS 8 for 11,000. And we're talking this 84 star, this 6.5. We talked about this last time. So prices have they're kind of stalled or down a little for some of these guys. So it's going to be, we're going to need more sales to see what happens. Again, one notable on the Barkley, the one that it is kind of chucking up, or I said that on purpose, chucking up. Going up is Chuck, and he's chucking up to 4,200 for a PSA 8. So this is really interesting right here. And we also have the BGS 8 8.5, and this is just really Charles has been going up, and so has Elijah Wan. As long as, and again, I mentioned this last time with the Neek, and not so much Drexler a little bit and Stockton a little bit, but they aren't going up as much as the other three Hall of Famers. And you can see kind of the steady price increase. Now you get a BGS 7 here going for 900 on the Akeem. And I think this one's even shows even more. PSA 7, just kind of is trickling up, and kind of notes here the one day. But I think I might have mentioned this one last time, but these are the ones to watch and to see. Obviously, the Akeem, if you don't know, always comes off centered and is very hard to get in high grade. And then the Barkley also, the right edge gets chipping a lot. Centering, obviously, always an issue, but a lot of chipping on that side. As far as the Court Kings, again, the sales to note, the private sales are the ones that are happening, more private sales than anything. And this one, the last 7 came at 5,500. So we'll see where some of the others end up. And I believe there's one. I'm tracking a couple on here. There's PSA 7 with 2 days left on the 195, but where was there's a 5.5 CK26 for 2,000 right now. So I'm watching this one, watching the bags. I'm going to be bidding on bags, but again, I've kind of pivoted over to bags. So we'll see how where things go there. As far as any auctions or anything that I can pick up. I've been doing some pickups recently. I got a Schick bag, but some other rare bags that, again, that's not something where I'm saying, hey, go out and buy these because they're all undervalued and going to shoot up. It's just something that I personally have pivoted over to bags as opposed to singles as far as what I like to collect in Star. So some of the things I'm looking at, and I even threw in a bid on this PSA 6. We'll see if I continue on that one. I didn't mind this one, but we'll kind of watch and go from here. So I still haven't gotten a response. So I'm going to end the video without buying a PSA 7. We'll see if it happens. It's just kind of interesting that popped up, and I thought I would share it. But anyway, I'm probably going to be doing a Sunday video on a certain card that I love, and unless like something else works out on an interview type situation, but I'm thinking I'm going to be showcasing a card on Sunday. But anyway, so watch those ceiling cards. Those I'm keeping an eye out, and I'm also keeping an eye out on quality cards that will kind of help dictate the market on where things are going, and what prices you can kind of expect. And so like, subscribe. I'll see you at the next video.